sitting on the phone call for literally like something I did not do. Like it's and it goes back to like people just like attacking Jake Paul and like wanting to see me fail for literally like fucking nothing. Like so much. Sorry, I'm getting like a little teary-eyed. But
not true at all. Not true. Not true. No true. Listen,
Mike Tyson just exposed. Jake Paul's shocking plea for forgiveness. And it's wild. Imagine this. One of boxing's loudest trash talkers, Jake Paul, suddenly begging for forgiveness on camera. Sounds crazy, right? But don't feel sorry for him just yet, because behind the tears, there's a lot more going on. Jake was caught in some serious cheating scandals ahead of his fight with Mike Tyson, originally scheduled for July 20th. Now pushed to September 15th, the fight almost got canceled altogether, not because Jake's afraid of Tyson, but because he's terrified of getting exposed. Tyson isn't buying the act. In fact, he's furious. And honestly, who can blame him? Half the world doesn't even know what Jake's asking forgiveness for. They're used to his tough talk, not tearful apologies. But while some fans are starting to feel bad for Jake, they don't know the full story. Behind the crocodile tears is a calculated move. Jake's been busted for multiple shady tactics leading up to the fight, and the evidence is piling up fast. That's why this whole forgiveness stunt is happening. It's a distraction from the real story. Stay tuned. Things are just heating up.
yes, so much. Sorry, I'm getting like a little teary-eyed. But
Jake Paul's reputation crashes. Amid shocking referee bribery scandal. Jake Paul's reputation took a major hit when explosive allegations surfaced about his involvement in a referee bribery scandal. The boxing world is reeling, as insiders reveal Jake's alleged plan to rig matches in his favor by bribing officials. According to sources close to the investigation, Jake reportedly attempted to pay off referees to secure biased calls during his fights, a move that shakes the very foundation of fair competition. So, what does bribing a referee really mean? It's when someone offers money or incentives to a ref to manipulate their decisions, essentially turning a legitimate match into a rigged performance. It's not just dirty. It's a direct attack on the integrity of the sport. What's even more shocking? Just days before the truth came out, Jake was all smiles and confidence, acting like he had nothing to hide. It's a chilling reminder of how easily someone can put on a perfect facade while scheming behind the scenes.
This is definitely the toughest, most savage, lethal opponent, regardless of age.
If these allegations turn out to be true, they could deal a serious blow to the reputation of boxing. Actions like these betray the trust of fans, athletes, and everyone who believes in fair competition. Boxing has strict rules against bribery. For a reason, it threatens the integrity of the entire sport. The consequences are severe. Fighters found guilty of bribing referees can face suspensions, hefty fines, and even lifetime bans. Any titles or victories earned through such dishonest tactics could be stripped away, leaving a permanent stain on their legacy and career.
good, I have thick skin, but it's just like so annoying. It's like, why am I giving, like, not only did I spend like my time, my effort, my energy, my mom is like
always on,
spending hours of her day when she's retired. Like, she should be she's in Hawaii on a fucking lawsuit phone call, and they're like, yo, your son has to pay this. Like, it just like
Jake Paul scandal deepens, bribery, steroids, and a legacy on the brink. The allegations against Jake Paul are especially damaging given the already controversial nature of his rise in the boxing world. Critics have long questioned his legitimacy as a true fighter. And this latest scandal only adds more fuel to that fire. For Jake, the fallout could be career-ending. His carefully built image is crumbling, and his reputation is hanging by a thread. As the scandal grows, the road to redemption looks nearly impossible. Rebuilding from this won't just be tough, it might not even be possible. But the cheating doesn't stop with the bribery scandal. It goes even deeper. The latest bombshell? Jake Paul's alleged steroid use, a revelation that's completely destroyed what little respect he had left among up-and-coming fighters. Reports now claim Jake has relied on performance-enhancing drugs to maintain his competitive edge. This dark secret exploded into the spotlight when UFC President Dana White publicly accused Jake of juicing during an interview back in January 2022. Since then, the whispers have turned into headlines. Now, with both bribery and steroid allegations swirling, Jake's career faces a full-blown crisis. The illusion of a self-made fighter is cracking, and what's being revealed underneath isn't pretty.
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years.
To make matters worse, popular fitness YouTuber Kenny KO added fuel to the fire. In a series of videos, he broke down Jake Paul's sudden and dramatic muscle gains, highlighting classic signs of steroid use, including rapid size increases and extreme vascularity. Despite the detailed analysis, there was no concrete evidence at the time. Jake quickly fired back, dismissing the accusations as baseless and accusing his critics of launching a smear campaign to tarnish his image.
Jake Paul natural? No. I can say that with pretty certain confidence in that statement, mainly because, as you heard me mention, I know a lot of the people he trains with, and I have heard things.
Jake Paul busted. Steroid test comes back. Positive. Fallout begins. The scandal took a decisive turn when Jake Paul's steroid test came back positive. Conducted by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, VADA, in April 2024, the results confirmed what many had suspected: anabolic steroids were found in his system. There was no ambiguity. The test results were crystal clear. Jake had been using performance-enhancing drugs. This revelation has triggered massive fallout. A positive steroid test doesn't just tarnish Jake's already fragile reputation. It could lead to suspension from professional boxing, the stripping of any titles won during the period of use, and a devastating blow to his public image. But it's not just his career on the line, it's his health too. Anabolic steroids are no joke. They can cause liver damage, heart problems, and severe hormonal imbalances. Long-term use can lead to chronic, life-threatening conditions. Jake's apparent reliance on these substances points to a deeper issue, a dangerous addiction that could haunt him far beyond the boxing ring.
Ever since I moved up to the heavyweight division, Tyson Fury been real quiet. Tyson Fury, where the fuck you at, pussy? Boom!
Jake Paul's legacy in freefall, steroid scandal, Tyson fight collapse, and a career on the brink. If it turns out Jake Paul was using steroids in previous fights, the consequences could be devastating. Not only could those results be nullified, but his career and legacy, already under fire, would take an even deeper hit. The scandal has also wrecked his marketability, tarnishing his image across both sports and entertainment. Jake built his brand on the image of a fearless, dedicated fighter. Now that image is crumbling. Rebuilding public trust will take more than a PR spin. It'll require genuine remorse and major effort. And just when things couldn't get worse, Jake shocked fans again by pulling out of what was set to be the most anticipated bout of his career, his fight with Mike Tyson. The Tyson fight. From historic event to controversial cancellation, the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson showdown was hyped as a clash of generations. Paul's brash energy versus Tyson's legendary dominance. But out of nowhere, the fight was canceled. And now, insiders are shedding light on the real reason why. According to leaked audio released in June 2024, Jake canceled the fight because he was terrified of stepping into the ring with Tyson. In the clip, Jake can be heard telling his team, "I can't stand up to Tyson. The man's a beast. I'm not ready to get knocked out by him." It wasn't just fear of losing. Jake was clearly afraid of getting seriously hurt. The leaked audio immediately ignited controversy, painting Jake as a fighter who talks tough but ducks real challenges. The final blow? Jake announcing that he would fight Mike Perry instead. Strategic dodge or sensible switch? The switch from Tyson to Perry stunned the boxing world. While Perry is a respected and tough competitor, he's not in the same league as Tyson in terms of legacy or raw intimidation. Many saw the move as a strategic dodge, a way for Jake to avoid a brutal defeat while saving face. Even Perry seemed surprised by the sudden call-up. In a June 25, 2024 interview with ESPN, he said, "I was ready for whoever, but getting the call to fight Jake was a shock. I guess he wanted a different kind of challenge." Critics quickly pounced, accusing Jake of prioritizing damage control over proving himself in the ring. The leaked audio only deepened suspicions that Jake was more concerned with preserving his image than facing a true test. Damage control and emotional fallout. In response to the backlash, Jake attempted to downplay the situation in a TMZ interview on June 27, 2024. "Look, things happen in boxing. Fights get canceled for all sorts of reasons. I respect Mike Tyson a lot, but sometimes decisions have to be made for the right reasons." But the explanation fell flat with fans and pundits alike. Meanwhile, Tyson responded with his trademark blend of grace and grit. "I was ready to fight, and I still am," he said in a statement. "It's unfortunate things didn't work out, but that's the nature of the sport. I respect Jake's decision and wish him the best." Breaking down on Impulsive. Then came a rare and raw moment. On the June 30th, 2024 episode of Impulsive, Logan Paul's podcast, Jake opened up about the toll his fame and recent controversies have taken on him. The typically lighthearted show took a serious turn as Jake got emotional, even breaking down in tears while admitting to making some terrible choices in his pursuit of fame. It was a side of Jake the public rarely sees: vulnerable, exposed, and possibly remorseful.
Yeah, and then I wake up the next day and have a phone call with my lawyers for one of the lawsuits, and I knew that it was gonna be a big L, and I'm just sitting on the phone call for literally
Jake Paul faces the dark side of fame. Recent events haven't just damaged Jake Paul's public image, they've transformed his fame into something far more controversial. Once known for his brash confidence and social media dominance, Jake is now associated with scandal, mistrust, and questionable integrity. From the leaked audio admitting his fear of facing Mike Tyson to the positive steroid test and bribery allegations, Jake has come to represent the kind of headline-chasing behavior that undermines the very essence of competitive sport. The backlash has been swift and widespread, with criticism pouring in from fans, fellow athletes, and media outlets alike. The emotional podcast episode where Jake broke down in tears has since gone viral, with clips circulating across social media. While some viewers responded with sympathy and support, others remain unconvinced, calling his tears a strategic move to regain public favor amid the storm of controversy. Whether Jake's remorse is authentic or calculated remains a topic of heated debate. But one thing is certain: he's now facing the harshest spotlight of all, the unforgiving glare of fame tainted by scandal.
Sitting on the phone call for literally something I did not do. And it goes back to people just attacking Jake Paul and wanting to see me fail for literally fucking.
The double-edged sword of Jake Paul's fame. Jake Paul's hunger for headlines has always been clear in the way he approaches boxing. From calling out high-profile fighters to staging over-the-top pre-fight antics and making controversial statements, every move seems carefully calculated to keep him in the spotlight. While this strategy has successfully kept him relevant, it's also made him a magnet for scrutiny and criticism. Now, the fallout from his recent scandals shows just how sharp, say, the other edge of that sword can be. Fame may have built Jake's brand, but it's also become the very force unraveling it.